All right, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. We got Alex O Crypto hashtag Otter Gang in the house. What's going on, man?
Not
Appreciate you
much,
showing up.
brother. Thank you so much, bro, for having me on, man. You know, it's always a pleasure hanging out with the real people in the
Yeah.
real crypto world. You know, it's hard to find, but, we're here hanging out with you. Thank you so much for having me on, bro.
No man, thank you, dude. I almost blew it, bro. I almost blew it. I completely almost slept through at 5 o'clock. I was taking a nap with the kids, and at this old age, when you take a nap, it's hard to wake up sometimes. Almost missed it, man. But the
Yeah.
markets have been finally somewhat exciting, right? We had that big drop yesterday. I'm sure you were trading that drop. You were shorted that bad boy all the way down, making that money. But now everybody's asking, okay, was that the bottom, right? Was that the bottom? Is this it? Like, are we going to come back up for altcoin season? I personally think that it might not be the bottom. Like, we could be here. I had CVO on yesterday. He was talking about there's a potential case for a about 48,000 somewhere around there for Bitcoin. Obviously, that's gonna bleed out the altcoins. I don't know if we're gonna go that low, but I just feel like there's just not. We're in this like lullaby phase, like every single summer in crypto, right? Where just nothing happens. We just kind of get stuck, and no matter how much bullish news comes out, Bitcoin doesn't really move to the upside. Usually around this time, right? We just kind of passed the halving a few months ago. Bitcoin still isn't really doing too much, but this time it's been different. We're hitting new all-time highs, way ahead of schedule, and now it kind of feels like we're in this weird standby, like just random phase. How are you feeling about the markets right now compared to like previous cycles and stuff?
I'm loving it. I mean, for me right now, it's very clear that they're very much trying to bore us out, right? They're very much fear and greed just popped down to 30 yesterday,
Oof.
which is pretty wild. We've been hovering literally 60, 70, 75, right? Even on that first drop down to 57,000, we only went down to, I believe it was 56, right? So
Yep, yep.
with this drop, everybody's a little bit more puckered, as I like to put it. And that's what they want, right? That's clearly what they want. Like pretty much
Yep.
consolidation sideways, want to shake people out, want us to sell our bags early, and and definitely want to spook retail from getting in on good prices, right? And I think having a community such as yours and mine, where we can kind of navigate that together and kind of take that fear out of it. I mean, I bought another couple of ETH when we dropped down,
Oh,
right?
that's my follow-up question. Did you buy the dip? And if
And
you
I
did,
did.
what did you buy? What did you buy?
Yeah, so I bought some Injective,
Ooh,
some
nice.
Celestia, and some Ethereum. Now I had 38 Ethereum, so I bought two to top up. It's got to be 40. You know what I mean? So I topped up that ETH bag just to front run the ETF, and then also my lower holdings were Injective and Celestia, which I'm pretty bullish on long term for this run as well. And you know me, I'm not like a big altcoin master here. I'm
Yeah.
just I've picked a couple that I think are going to be competitors in the race to this
Well,
bull
you
run.
picked
And
up three or Objective
so,
Celestia and what else? And ETH, right?
and
And ETH, you said.
Injective, Celestia, and ETH. Yeah.
Okay. What made you buy Celestia and Injective? ETH, pretty simple, right? It's
Yeah.
long term, right? The digital oil, yada yada. Always a great time to load up some more ETH. But why Injective and Celestia?
So Tia, I buy because staking's blessed on Tia. Let me go to my charts because
Yeah, if
you
you
want to
want to show
see
in the chart, if you know,
the charts. Okay, so Injective definitely a big
big
news
drop. It
yesterday.
used to be up at like $60 at the peak of the altcoin season. Had a massive
Mm,
retracement after airdrop farming kind of cooled off.
yeah.
It's down at like $20. I think it's a massive discount from the peak of the last previous alt season. But I was just wondering, besides the discount amount, like is there something about what Injective is building? Is there something on top of what you're seeing on the chart? Like, is there a combination of things?
So I've been ever since Injective got up here and started consolidating. Really, I bought initially I bought here. I'm like, okay, I believe in this project. Now I did some research. I looked into some of the tokenomics, market cap, what I thought was possible for this thing to do. So I got some exposure, like I always talk about in my community. I always get exposure. Put your money where your mouth is, right? And then I've been laddering in ever since this drop. And then my most recent buy was down here at $21. So for me, my average price is somewhere around here. And this is like, I was buying most of my altcoins sub 25K Bitcoin, right? So most of my bags are packed, right? So now I'm starting to, I'll dabble in when I see big pullbacks. But for me, Injective, not only does it have like a great blockchain and it's quick and all that stuff, but recently they just announced a partnership with Fetch AI, I believe it was.
Ooh, interesting.
So if you maybe you want to look at that, but anything, I could tattoo AI on our foreheads this today, and then tomorrow we have 100,000 subscribers, right? It's a pretty shiny thing within the market, right? So that's something that I'm definitely looking at. But when you look at the fundamentals of this chart, you can simply see that once Injective starts going, okay, so you can see here on our 12-hour, once we start pushing up, now everything else throughout the charts, right, when we're making these higher highs and this bear flag, right, that eventually broke down, when we're doing this, everything else, you go to any other chart. Let's go over and take a look at our good old friend Matic, right? Everything else just got absolutely destroyed, rocked down, and then just rolled over to, I'm so upset with my Matic bags, bro.
Yeah, man. Matic has not been performing how I thought it would.
Like I bought Matic here, right? I'm like, I felt like crypto Jesus. I bought.
What price is that? I can barely see. It's like 57.
Yeah, 52 cents. I bought Matic at.
Yep.
Right.
I bought it at 57.
Right. So
and we're right back there. I'm like, bro, come on.
I'm like, what am I? So then it's like, do I rotate? Right? Do I rotate into something else? And I'm like, you know what? Like at this buy level, I can't be mad at myself. It's just I'm mad that I didn't sell up here. You know what I mean? Somewhere up here. But like that's not the plan, right? And we always talk about having a plan and how to execute the plan. And I'm long-term bullish into 2025 to mid 2025, right?
Same. So you're also still believing in the 4-year cycle, right? I'm on the same boat. I'm still on the July to September time of 2025. That should be the peak somewhere around there. You're feeling the same way?
Absolutely. So like for me right now, the big outlier, like we need catalysts, right? So the catalysts are ETH ETF and election right now, in my opinion. Yep. And then obviously big institutional money coming in, getting approvals along the way, allocating funds, right? So like I have my take profit box. My target for Bitcoin remains the same. It's $212,000, right? Here are our catalysts, right? So we got let's go.
Let's go, so bro. 210. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, man. Let's go. So and it's a fib extension, right? So we have the election. We got the ETFs early, right? And my pump time, my time horizon to break out of this is literally mid-July to early August. That's when I start to believe that we should be starting to make our way out of this downtrend. Now, if we remember, right, I bought a lot of my Bitcoin right here. If we remember, how boring was this range here, right? We pushed up and then they bored the living crud out of all of us, right? And look how long this is, right? So are we willing to be patient long enough for this to happen for us, right? For this part to turn eventually into this part, right? Where we can take this and be like, hey, hold my beer. I told you to buy back here, so we can make all those I told you so videos. No, we don't do that here. But it's that, right? And I was talking to my community and stuff like that, and about what's going on right now, and what I'm seeing as a chartist, I guess you'd call it. I'm seeing a rotation. So I'm seeing a rotation from Bitcoin dominance into total 3 into ETH BTC. So I'm starting to see signs of the beginnings of an alt season. So what does that mean? We got a triple top here on Bitcoin dominance. We can see that we have wicked up, we've pushed down. I'm looking for a breakout of this downtrend, retesting continuation downwards. Okay. And when we had that before, now remember, the market is a lot more diluted. There was maybe 4,000 altcoins traded back in the last run. We're up to like 20,000. Okay. And that's not even
Yeah, that's not
excluding.
even including all the crazy meme coins that we
Right.
got now. We got 1,000 meme coins coming out per day.
Exactly, right? Thank you, Solana. Thank you, celebrities, right? So I'm looking for this breakdown retest alt season, right? So right now, breakdown retest alt season. That's what I'm looking for, but obviously at a much more diluted cryptocurrency market, right? So it's not going to be as extravagant as what this looks like, but I'm looking for the similar things here. And then when I go over and I check total 3 here, I can see that we're holding support. So this is important for me to see, is everything besides ETH, we're holding support here. I look for a push back up, a breakout and continuation up to higher total market cap for total 3. Then I look for ETH BTC that has been in this downtrend since August of 2022 to break out eventually, right? So right now we're pretty much on the cusp of breaking this downwards trend line, which means a rotation of capital into ETH. Now, the warning I gave my community today is that what happened. Welcome to Bitcoin Grandma chart, right? So this is IBIT, right? So what happened is that we with Bitcoin is that we definitely saw like this buy the rumor pushing into this, right? This was a consolidation here, a quick buy the rumor, sell the news, V-shaped recovery, consolidation, then breakout, right? That's what we saw with the Bitcoin
With the ETFs.
ETFs. Yeah. So what do we expect with ETH, right? So when we go over
I'm expecting something similar.
Exactly, right? Because that's what history has proven. So right now, ETH is held 3,300. We look for the push up, right, into the rumor, into July 2nd. That's kind of when they're saying it's going to come, right? And then we look for the sell the news, come back in, and then the V-shaped recovery consolidation breakout, right? And that would put us mid-July to early August, right? And that's what I believe is going to be the catalyst. So that's kind of my big term thesis right now. And besides that, along the way, you know me, I'm trading the range, making money, right? So I don't see us coming down to 48,000. I see very much boring. If anything, on this Bitcoin consolidation, right? If anything, I look for a scare to come through. So maybe we get that push up to the middle of the range because we have just reclaimed the value area low. So looking at the range here, we can simply see, we've come down below the range value area low, right? We've pushed back up. We're knocking our heads on that. Maybe we see another swing failure pattern, and that could be after we get a little bit of a push up. I'm thinking about 64,000, as you can see with our volume node over here. And then maybe a double bottom and then continuation up. But what I really think is that, like, no matter what happens here, this is gonna suck, right? Because that's what they want, right? And then maybe everybody starts drawing this flag, and everybody on crypto Twitter is just like, I told you so. This is the flag that we were going to break out of. And we're going to continue to push up and break out of here. And that's cool, right? Like I'm here to participate in the gains long term, right? My target is early 2025 to mid 2025 to when to start averaging out, right? And that's the plan, and I'm kind of sticking to it. I don't see any signs of us weakening here. I just see a lot of consolidation and boringness, right? Whether we dip down to touch 52,000 is on the table, obviously, but for now I expect us to just be rain bound and try to take advantage of price action, right? And then jump into those alts that are winners, right? Like Jasmy, like Toncoin, like Injective, right? And try to maximize our gains for the actual run, because we're not even close yet.
So let me ask you, talking about Ethereum, right? The Ethereum ETF coming out here. I do think we're going to have a dump on the Ethereum ETF for the simple fact that the same things happened with Grayscale, right? Grayscale accumulated a ton of ETH throughout the bear market when they had no ETF, when they were just a trust, and I believe they're going to dump a bunch of ETH just how they did with Bitcoin. They're going to have a drop down to the downside and a potential very fast recovery, just like Bitcoin did. Maybe people are expecting it now, so maybe it'll be played out a little different. But that I'm expecting similar, behavior to with the Grayscale ETFs because they've been the biggest sellers of Bitcoin. I believe they're going to be the biggest sellers of Ethereum too. How low do you think Ethereum? Are we going to see an Ethereum below $3,000 before this next leg up in the market? And what would that price range you would think would be for Ethereum before the next price range?
Yeah. So if we fail to hold this level here, like Ethereum's in two ranges right now. So looking at Ethereum, right, we obviously had that catalyst perfect push up here, consolidation trickle down with Bitcoin, right? Perfect back test onto this high here, right? So far, so good. V-shaped recovery, bouncing back up. So as long as we remain above 33, let's call it 3333. As long as we're above the threes, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. This is a good support. You can see it's held from before, right? Then it acted as resistance when we were in this bearish consolidation. Then we get the news, kapow, back test it, boom. So you can see as long as we're above 333, we're in good nick, right? However, if we are going to come down, they're going to first of all hunt these guys down here. If we're just looking for simple order block, simple structure, we're looking to come down here. You can see all the liquidity order blocks, all of that's down there. Now, the big concern is like as a market cipher trader is if we go like on our higher term time frames, we go to our weekly, we can see that we are getting a head and shoulders on a lot of our like Bitcoin perfect head and shoulders, neckline pointing down. This is typically very bearish on market cipher, so that's something to be aware of, right?
Okay.
My counter to that is when the VWAP is getting overextended down below, we look for that VWAP crossover, which can give us a momentum wave bounce and then have continuation because we have green money flow. If this money flow was coming down to the zero line like this, then I'd be a little bit more concerned for a bigger kind of maybe we come up and then come down, grab that 52, 53 area, and that would create a much lower retest. But I don't think we get below, my big retest on ETH would be 2600 right here at this yellow line. Remember how like the thing with ETH that I was actually surprised about is, and I know this is just a Bybit chart and we don't have previous data, but even though we dumped, right, we never really got like sub $1,000 even after we crashed on FTX June 10th, I believe it was, right? We never really came back to this level down below here. We never even retested these areas, right? So there's been strength in ETH, right? So for ETH to come kind of crashing, I don't see that very much possible, especially that we have held this uptrend, right? This uptrend has been absolutely a godsend here, and you can see we just retested it now. I expect continuation off of this because it's told me multiple times that that's what happens when we come down to it.
Okay. So let me ask you on the flip side of that, right? You mentioned a $210 Bitcoin for the end of this bull market. What is the upside for Ethereum, you think, on this cycle?
So we all know everybody's saying 12K, right? I've heard as high as 20K.
I heard that last bull market too.
Right. Which is cool.
Don't think 20K is possible just yet.
Well, you're the market cap tokenomics kind of. How does it work, right? For me, if I'm going to look at this, right, I would be pulling a fib, right? I'd be pulling a fib from swing low to swing high and looking for extension levels from here, right? So when you pull those extensions, you get your 2618. That's your 12K right there, right? That's your 11,350, right? So that's your 2618. I mean, do you get to a 3618? That's about 15.3. So I could see it coming within this area here. Does it get there this run? Not quite sure. You could also, instead of doing that, you could take a trend-based fib. So depending on how low we come from this, so I go from swing low to swing high here, and then you go back down to your swing low here, and then you look at your extension levels this way, and then your 2618 also giving you your 11,000 here, and then your 4618 is giving you your 17,000. So for me right now, my bull case would be up to this 11,000 area, right, somewhere within there. But a reasonable target for me, and where I will probably start to ladder out, would be this $8,000 mark right here. So that's your 1618. That's a very simple strategy, extension level pushing up here. So I will probably sell half of my position here and then see what happens, right? Depending on how early
I agree with
there.
that. I also was planning on starting to sell out around 8,000. 12,000 could be potentially a possibility somewhere around there with the ETFs, right? But I definitely don't believe 20K is possible. There's just, like you said earlier, too much dilution in the market. There's too many things happening with meme coins, too many things happening with Solana, too many different altcoins being created. And I believe meme coins are going to be a travesty on holding back some of the potential for higher price action on some of these utility coins, because now that they've opened, they're taking the genie out of the bottle, or whatever you want to call it, that anyone can spin up a meme coin at any moment. These meme coin seasons are kind of non-ending right now. Before, it was it was a couple of months, 2-3 months, and then boom, that's it. Meme coins would disappear because people didn't have the ability to click 3 buttons and spin up a meme coin without even providing the liquidity for it, right?
Yeah.
So that was the thing too. People were like, well, if I'm gonna launch one, I have to plan out very well that I'm gonna make back the liquidity that I put in, right? Versus now, there's practically no risk. You don't even have to put liquidity in, and you just spin it up, and something happens, and whatever happens, you're gonna make some money on it. So I think that's really driving retail in that direction, and deviating them away from regular altcoins. It's kind of like the NFT craze from last cycle, but at a more rapid, faster rate, because meme coins pump to 1 million, crash to 0, and then 2 seconds later there's another one pumping to 1 million and crashing to 0 again. Versus at least NFT projects took a little bit of time between one and the other to really like take off. So yeah, I don't see enough market liquidity to push Ethereum up to $20,000. I definitely think $20,000 is a target potentially for maybe 2028, 2030. Give or take that next bull market after that. At some point, we could see a 20K Bitcoin, Ethereum, but I don't see it happening this bull market. So yeah, I do agree with that. I will be also scaling out at 8,000 just for risk management purposes, because I don't know how far we're gonna go with everything that's happening. There's also, whether we're going to hit the 4-year cycle exactly or not. The ETFs have kind of changed the game on how, are we going to see 30, 40, 80% pullbacks, like we did last time. So far we haven't. So far Bitcoin's biggest pullbacks are like maybe 23% or 25%, I think, at most. We're not seeing those 30, 40% pullbacks. We're seeing a lot of more sideways consolidation. I think the same thing is going to happen for Ethereum and for the altcoins, especially if we get more altcoin ETFs eventually becoming like indexes and stuff. It definitely could change the structure of the market. And then what if, there's already people talking about like, well, the next bear market might not even be an 80% pullback, right? It might just be just a slower drip to the downside, and then eventually coming back up, just a way choppier bear market without having that catastrophic 80% pullback on the majority of things. But I don't want to believe that just yet, because that's like the hopium of like, oh, that's it, the cycle's over, there's no more massive bear market, there's no way Bitcoin's ever going to come down here again. Same thing with Ethereum. So that's why I am planning on scaling out around 8,000, because I think there's going to be some Fugazi.
Fugazi, bro.
There's got to be, bro. There's like, like yesterday when Bitcoin broke down to the downside, on Sunday I saw some news. I don't know how much other people follow news. I know most people follow just crypto news, but on Sunday night I saw that there was an escalation over in Europe. Right, I'm not gonna say who and right? Somebody fired something off at somebody else, and I saw that news, and I was like, dude, tomorrow morning we're gonna have a crash. I posted out a
Mm.
video. I just knew that that was going to dump the markets because there's that fear, right, of institutional investors of like, oh, escalation in problems in a global conflict. And even though it was all blamed on Mount Gox, right? Mount
Oh
Gox, it
yeah,
was the
Mount
reason for
Gox
this.
everywhere. Yeah,
That's the
yeah, yeah.
crypto reason, but I don't believe that's the real reason why the market crashed down yesterday. So I definitely
Mhm.
think that also comes into play into 2025, like what's going to happen globally in that realm. Election cycle, right? That's all going to be a lot of big determination factors too on how far we go, how high can we go. So I'm gonna play it
Absolutely.
safe. I'm definitely gonna play it safe on that end.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting because um, everybody says Mount Gox and all that stuff, and
mhm.
really like what I like to think of is like who's because retail is broke right now. Like I don't care what anyone says. You come to Canada, you look left and right, you see grocery prices up 60%. You see people losing jobs. Um,
Oh yeah,
it's not us. It's not us piling in our money. So something like that would be institutional money being like, hey, this is going on here, I'm getting out. Right.
yeah.
It's not, oh my God, Mount Gox, right? So that's something to think about too, is who's driving the bus right now. It's institutional money, right? It's no
Yep.
stimmy checks. There's no like
Not this time.
pandemic, whatever you call it, right? But yeah, it's all that, right? So it's what's happening, right?
Yeah, man. So let me ask you. So what other altcoins are you interested in scooping up? If we do get head lower, or maybe we just keep chopping around these low levels here, what else are you planning on scooping up?
So like you said, it's you do research, right? You find something with tokenomics and a good team behind it, and you buy it, and then you see Pepe go up 30% today,
So
right?
frustrating,
And
bro.
you're like,
So frustrating.
like
Brett
so
went to a billion something dollars.
right, like
Gosh.
even today, Grok's up 17%, Pepe's up 14%. Like we did some TA here, like Pepe big downwards channel, right? Breakout there. Whiff is back. I guess everybody's taking a whiff again, right?
21% today.
Right. Like it's nonsense, right? But if I'm gonna go through it, like my invest crypto is very simple, right? Like um my AI picks render, right? So maybe I add some render. I've
Have you
been
scooped
getting
up render lately? Well, you got in
um
early, right? You got in early to
I
render.
got sub $4, sub $3 on render. So that's still doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um I don't
I
know,
bought
like
render on the dip. I bought render on the dip. After I saw it
nice.
break below $10, I was like, okay, I'm keeping an eye on this. I saw it starting to dip below $8. I was like, all right, it's time to start buying. So I've been buying in this
Yeah.
$7 range because I just wanted some exposure to render. I think it's gonna
I think it's
I
gonna
think
do
render's gonna
well.
go up to like $40 at least.
It's playing the AI game, right? So and
Mhm.
render right now is very much at a key level as well. Um, what is I want to know for my community, because I know a lot of the Otter gangs in here. I'm coming through. I shared it out in my Discord.
I appreciate that.
Um, but what is your thoughts on Caspa? Because I'm so
Dude,
dude, I'm so over I don't know. Am I overstimulated by every content creator just making a Caspa video because it gets clicks, or am I wrong there?
yeah, man. Caspa is one that when I first heard about it, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I missed Caspa below 10 cents for a good majority of the time, right below 3 cents, give or take. I started buying once we had a dip down to 9 cents. And
Mm-hmm.
then I've been buying between 9 to 14 cents, give or take around there. I did. I first initially thought, right. I heard what you call it? What's his name? Army Piper talking about Casper, and he's like, dude, Casper's gonna go to like $2-3. I could be wrong that he said that, but he said
Yeah.
multiple dollars. I
Yeah.
know that. After doing some of my personal research, my price prediction for Casper is like somewhere above a little bit over $1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I am bullish on Casper. My only concern with Casper is the mining for Caspa is extremely profitable. I've been trying to set up a mining farm for Caspa It's relatively cheap compared to Bitcoin. Like we have a Bitcoin operation. Keeper and I had a Bitcoin operation when we were working together. We still have it, but we had a Bitcoin operation that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to set up,
Mhm.
and now we're actually planning on converting that over to Caspa because Caspa is so much more profitable.
Wow.
Um, so much more profitable. So my concern with Caspa is that the miners create a lot of selling pressure for Caspa, and that's why Caspa hasn't been able to. One, obviously, they're not really listed in many major exchanges. It's very
Mhm.
hard to get a hold of Caspa for that reason, and it's already done very well. But miners are very extremely profitable. I'm seeing the miners somewhere like $40 to $50 per machine, and like the machines are costing somewhere around $10,000 per machine. So around 7 months, you're pretty much breaking
Break
even
even.
on your investment, which is extremely fast for mining. Bitcoin mining is usually about a year and a half, almost 2 years before you break even.
Wow.
Um, into a bull market now, Caspa has been doing very drastically well. So my only concern I'm saying is the Caspa miners are, if they're selling too much because they're so profitable,
Mhm.
um, they are suppressing the price of Caspa, and until we don't get any bigger major listings, I don't know how we're gonna, when it moves, because just recently it moved, it almost hit
Yeah,
20
it
cents.
rips, right?
Um,
Yeah.
so but it's been range bound between 10 cents and
Mhm.
17 cents or whatever it is for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about Caspa?
I bought like 5 grand worth down around 9 cents back here, and I'm just like, okay, this was stupid.
Why? Why do you say that?
um, cause I didn't even look at the damn thing. You know what I mean? I trust Army Piper, and
Yeah,
so I'm just like, bro, I'll buy some, whatever.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I could probably. What am I up here? Oh, I'll let it go up a little bit more. I'm watching, and then all you guys, it goes to $1, and you guys can all laugh at me. Okay, no, I'm not ready to sell. I had to participate, right? If I'm gonna bitch, it's like voting, right?
Yeah.
You gotta vote to bitch, right? Um, so no, I'm in it. I just see everybody making a video about it, man.
There's a strong community behind
Mhm.
Caspa. Definitely a lot of video engagement when you make videos about Caspa. I know they just recently, I believe, got smart contracts onto
Okay.
their blockchain. So there's been some updates. I don't keep up to date with Caspa's updates too drastically, but I do know that happened for them, which is something they're very excited about. Um, but yeah, man, my only concern is the miners selling off, suppressing the price.
My my degen play that might just rocket ship is Miria. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I think Miria is at a good buy level right
Oh,
now.
that's a big reject. What's it called? Retracement.
Big downtrend, right?
Yeah.
And I do think it'll do well. It's going to take a little bit, but this is something maybe you want to look at and get back to me about. I haven't pulled the trigger. I
Is
pulled the
that a meme coin?
Miria is it's
Is that the
gaming
dog coin
related.
on? Is that the dog coin on Solana?
No, that would be Myro.
Oh, okay.
I I I put $1,000 into Pepe, Cock, Whiff, Snack,
Dude,
and
cock
Myro.
in you has gone full limp, bro.
It's flaccid,
Full
bro.
limp.
The flaccid coin.
I don't know what happened to AVAX meme coins, but I was talking to some people that are like meme coin experts. That they do stuff with a lot of meme coin stuff, and pretty much the community for AVAX meme coins has like died out. There's just like no push over there at all. And I know
Mhm.
Kakini had some like massive whales selling off and like a bunch of nonsense. I'm still holding it. I'm still
Mhm.
holding my cock, but not going
You're gonna be
erect. This thing
standing in
is
the cold
straight
pretty
limp.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's shriveling up, dude. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if AVAX meme coins are gonna make a comeback or not. Hopefully they do. Um, but I was gonna ask you. You were saying about Miria. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 it's fine. It's just gaming. It's a gaming. It's like it's speed and adaptability. It's I've been keeping my eye on it. I bought a little bit over here at like 0.7. Um, if it takes off, I mean, that's the thing with the degeneracy gaming kind of thing. I do believe
So it's a
not
low market cap crypto. This is like a very low market cap crypto.
yeah, and I think I mean if you want to play degenerate, gambling, this
Oh,
is
dude,
like my
I
gambling, right?
definitely have some degen
Um,
plays. Oh, it's a
so
76 mil market cap, dude. I buy like 5 mil market cap crap.
right,
So I've
so
been doing a
so
lot of
you're doing
degen
better
crap.
than me. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Arbitrum, Tia, Sol. This is my portfolio over here. This is what I hold. I don't try to you know, I don't have time to kind of manage everything, right?
Oh,
So for
dude,
me,
tell me about it.
it's understanding where I am, and like like I was buying Bitcoin all the way up here. I have yet to buy any more Bitcoin, right? If we do come down around 52, which is 70,000 Canadian, um, we almost hit 100K Canadian per Bitcoin. It's
Oh
pretty
man.
interesting, right? Um, but yeah, if we do roll over, then great. But right now, like my question to you is, okay, is I got Ada and I got Matic
Yep.
on June 10th on that dump, right?
And we're
Down
still
here.
there.
Do I rotate that? Because I got like 20 grand in both, right?
Okay.
Canadian. So that's like 3 pesos. But anyways, but anyways, like, do you rotate into something else that you think's a winner? Like, okay, take my 10 grand Matic, put it into Ordi, or put it into Pendle, or put it into what else is hot right now?
Yeah.
You know what I
Uh,
mean?
yeah, Pando's definitely a hot one. That's another one I scooped up below $5 when we dumped recently. And Pendo's been holding up pretty strong. Illuvium's another one that I'm thinking about buying some more Illuvium.
Gaming, yeah.
It came back down to 67 cents, $67. Is a 298 mil market cap. It's a crypto gaming coin. Crypto gaming, I think, is going to have its time. But the question is, are we going to rotate the ADA and the Matic? Dude,
Into something
honestly,
else.
something I've been debating with myself for a long time. I don't really know. Like Matic has not been performing at all. Maybe it will when the ETF takes off, right? Then layer twos on Ethereum, the Ethereum ecosystem begins to take off again. Um, Overall, I really don't know why Matic hasn't performed because Matic has been doing extremely well, right? Everybody got
Yeah.
super excited about Base and Solana, but Matic does just as well when it comes to the meme coins, when it comes like technology
Mhm.
wise, how cheap it is. I honestly am very surprised that Matic has not really had a time to shine when it comes to this meme coin frenzy. And I understand that the reason why Base and Solana meme coins have taken off is because they have that deployer availability, which is what people use to be able to just create the meme coins instantaneously. There's nothing like that, I believe, for Matic. There's nothing like that for some of these other blockchains. So that is why you see so much traffic on Base and on Solana is because they do have it, and the AVAX doesn't have one either. That's why you're not seeing it on AVAX either. So like it takes somebody that actually knows how to develop meme coins and put liquidity and lock up the liquidity and burn and do all the steps
Yeah.
themselves to do it on these other blockchains, and there's a lot less people than that do that. Um,
Well,
so man,
they go the easy route, right? And
yeah, the
that's
easy route
human
is hey,
behavior, right?
bang, 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 click, do 3 clicks, and that's it. Like you can flood the system with 100 million, and then,
So when we do an otter coin, bro, no.
bro, you tell me, bro. I'm in the States. I can't do that, bro. But you're not here, so you let me know. You give me that phone call, bro. I'm buying. I'm buying.
Oh man, that's too funny.
I'm buying. Dude, I don't
Another
know
thing
about
that
Ada,
I've
bro.
been
Ada's been
been
frustrating. Ada's been frustrating.
yeah,
I plan on holding my Ada. I think Ada can at least hit $1, bro. And I've bought so
yeah,
much Ada that at least at $1, I'd be
nice.
making some decent change. So I'm gonna be holding my Ada. Matic, I don't hold as much as Ada. I
Mhm.
hold significantly a lot less. So I plan on just holding it just to see what happens. But man, it is very frustrating.
Bear
That whole
market
question about
highs, right?
rotating. Yeah,
That's
man.
like, ugh,
You
right?
were saying something about Arbitrum?
So Arbitrum, something I'm looking to like. I hold
I just bought some down at
this. I think
70,
this is one of the best
77.
buys around right now. If you're
Mhm.
looking for the ETH play, right? And you're looking to get a bit better return.
Dude, the
Um,
amount of TVL that Arbitrum has locked on it compared to its price right now, it
yeah.
is. I think it's definitely underpriced. very very low, creating a little bit of a double bottom situation. It's never gone below 71 or 72 cents, something like that. So
Yeah, it got to 74, but it's there, man. Like this is upside. Like, so a lot of the things that I've been looking at, it's like, where are we now in comparison to highs? And just go out and measure stuff, right? And that's to almost 200% gain, right? Right. And you go over to, okay, maybe I do want to buy, um let's go over to something that's doing well. Maybe I do want to buy,
Amando, Ando's doing pretty well.
yeah, a real world asset. Let's go over to Ondo, right? Like, what is my return to the highs right now if I buy Ondo? It's not that good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much close to
Right?
all time highs.
Right. So what am I if I'm strategizing long term, into the bull
Hmm.
run? I know it's a year, it's not long term, but it's still, for us right now where we're at, like buy Pendle, get what, 30% back up to the highs. Like I'm
Hmm.
really counting on this thing to like rip to price discovery,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think Pendle's gonna be
Right.
like a 45 to like potentially $50 coin towards the
Yeah.
top of this market. Could be wrong on
Proppy
that
looks like
completely.
a better buy in my opinion, right?
I haven't looked at property in a while. That's a nice little retracement. Let me tell you,
Right. So
gave me some FOMO.
it's this this is what it doesn't keep me up at night, because my bags are pretty much packed and I'm not worried, and I'm not looking for a 30x on my portfolio. I'm looking for a 5 to 10x, right? So I have realistic goals, and that's okay. I know I have more capital than some others do, and I'm fortunate in that way, right? So it's
But
okay
it's
for
very
me,
smart that you say that. It's very smart
right?
that you say, "I'm looking for a 3-5x." Like even if somebody has less capital, right?
Hmm.
Somebody comes in with 5 grand total or whatever. One thing I've been telling people a lot is like the people that are always asking, like, I see all these videos about how to get rich. Buy these 3 coins and you're gonna become a millionaire, whatever, whatever. And it's like that's not realistic, right? Most of the people get wrecked. Like, it's just there's two way things. There's different things they need to do to get to potentially rich in crypto, right? Crypto with
Hmm.
having the most aggressive returns in a short period of time is one. Either if you better have a bankroll, like you better have active income coming in to bankroll you throughout
Hmm.
the entire bear market or throughout like the downsides of the altcoin seasons throughout the bull market to continue dollar cost averaging. Because some people think I'm going to come in with 5K and 5K alone and I'm going to make that into $1 million. Maybe there's a few
Yeah.
people out there in the world that get lucky on a meme coin or whatever, and they 100x here or there, 1000x, and they do it. But most likely that's not going to
That's
happen.
a fluke. Yeah.
Yeah, but having if you do come in with limited money and saying, "Hey, this is the only amount that I'm willing to invest. I'm not going to bankroll. I'm new to investing. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm only willing to risk X amount, right? Whatever that X is, a realistic goal of 3 to 5x is a great opportunity. And
Hmm.
people really get stuck on the 100K, thousand, the 100x, 1000x, $1 million or nothing, and they either don't take profits or they don't take the risk because they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be a millionaire, so I'm not gonna invest my 5K and potentially make it into 15K or 20K in a year and a half." Like, where
Yeah.
else are you gonna get returns like that in the
You're
in the
not.
stock market? You'll never get returns like that. eight
No.
percent at best with with the best financial advisors out there is what you're getting per
And,
year,
and they're
right?
taken too.
Yeah, bro. So like it's crazy. It's crazy
Right?
how greedy we are and like
Hmm.
how we set ourselves up to fail. Like there is a great opportunity to make so much money in this market on crypto so quickly, but a 3 to 5x is not enough. Like a 3 to 5x,
Yeah.
dude, I
Oh
only three
yeah.
or 5x. It's
Yeah.
like what? Like that, depending on how much you put in, that's a decent amount. Especially if the majority of people I automatically assume are complete noobs at investing. So if
Hmm.
you were able to 3 to 5x your money as a complete noob,
You're
imagine what's
winning.
gonna happen to you when you like fully become more into investing and learning how to invest in a couple of years, 5, 10 years down the line, you can become a millionaire, right? The one thing that I've listened to a lot in different podcasts of like rich people and all this stuff, right? I'll talk a bunch of fugazi, but the one thing that I've heard the most that I do believe is true that they're saying is your first 100K is the hardest amount to make,
It
right?
is.
Coming from nothing to 100K is very difficult. Whether you're doing that through investing or working a 9 to 5 and saving money, even though I don't know how people save 100K working 9 to 5 anymore. But I honestly don't. I
It's
honestly don't
doable.
know,
That's
dude.
doable. But I'm
I
like,
don't know.
I was a skilled tradesman. I'd make $50 to $100 an hour, right? So there's
Yeah.
the wage thing too, right?
Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I
But
guess it all
but
depends on on cost of
lifestyle,
living, where you're at, lifestyle. Like there's a lot of sacrifice
yeah,
you need to get into to be able to save 100 grand without getting with car debt, house debt, like all
Mhm.
mortgages, food, groceries, all this stuff. It gets crazy. But
Kids.
kids, oh yeah, the
I'm
kids
waiting for that one,
are a
man. I
freaking
can't wait.
they're a freaking drain on the wallet, bro.
I
It's
was
a
looking
it's a
at strollers. They're like $1,200, bro.
bro.
What?
That car seats, you get one car seat, and then like 8 months down the line, that car seat no longer works, so you have to get a bigger car seat. That's
I'm
like
done.
minimum $600, $700. Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude, it's nonstop. It's
Yeah.
nonstop. But back to what I was saying. If you can make your first 100K, whether it's through investing or whatever, slowly, once you get to 100K, you only
Mhm.
need a 10x and you're a millionaire.
Yep.
And 10xing 100K in crypto is relatively simple.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of difficulty in that, because by the time you get to 100K, right? If you started with 5K or whatever and you slowly invested, you were able to grow to 100, you definitely 100% have the skill set at that point, at least in crypto, right? To be able to 10x that 100K into $1 million in the next cycle. And
Yeah.
that's what I keep telling people, like, slow down. Just focus on trying to get to 100K the first time, your first time to 100K, not in one shot, because it's not going to happen, right? It's taking me multiple cycles to get to
Mhm.
100K. I'm not telling anybody, hey, with $1,000 you're gonna make it to 100K. You can, but it's very unlikely. If you can just slowly make your way up there, by the time you're to 100K, 10xing in crypto is relatively possible. Very, very
Yeah.
possible. A lot of opportunities out there, especially if you're paying attention in the bear market, right? A
Mhm.
10x from bear market bottoms is very doable,
Yeah.
very, very doable in a lot of different cryptos. So that's how people can get rich, but it has to be the long term. It has to be patience and with a plan. And most people don't have plans.
Yeah, it's the time horizon. I totally agree with you. Like it's crazy how like once you get to that 100, how you can compound it. It's
Hmm.
absolutely like you don't realize it. Like, um, it's funny. Like I'll show my portfolio to my missus and be like, "Look, we're down, 80 grand today," and she's like, "What the?" You know what I mean? I'm like, no, 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 we'll be okay. But then you gotta be able to stomach that to be able to see the like 200 grand, 300, whatever,
Yep,
right? And like,
exactly.
um, and like the numbers don't make sense until you realize them. That's another thing. Um,
Hmm.
so realize profits, right? I think that's important to get the,
Oh yeah.
like you said too, is with getting to that 100K, with getting to that 50,000, with getting to that 10,000. You're developing skills for the next 10x, and then
Yep.
those skills get you to that next 10x, right? And then by then it's effortless almost, right? And you develop so many, even relationships, like we have, like people, you can bounce ideas off of like-minded people who you can come to know, to be honest with you and to tell you the truth, right, of what they're doing. Be transparent,
Yep.
and not be a douchebag, right? I think that's what I say a lot of the time too, right? It's like, we want
So
to
there's a
find,
lot in this space, bro. A
yeah,
lot.
man, right? So, well, you want to find your crew, right? And I take big pride in that. That's why, like, I love collabing with you and others that I collab with, right? But you got to find your tribe, right? Because that will give you that edge, um amongst the few. You'll
Yeah.
have many, and then by doing that, you'll be able to grow together, which is pretty cool.
Dude, yeah, 100%. Finding a community is very important. And whether it's a community like you have, right, the Otter Gang, and then a community within the creators, it's very important to hang out with real people that are actually trying to help people out. because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot in this space that looks like real people, that looks like they look like the greatest, nicest people in the world, and then when you get to know them in real life, that
Fugazi.
I terrible, terrible. I just had this experience
Mhm.
recently, a couple of months ago, like just a terrible experience with somebody that I thought would have been like the nicest person, and they are nice,
Mhm.
but nice in their personal life, and then when it comes to like working, is a whole different animal, right? It's like, are you the same person when you're working versus when you're not working? And they're just two different people, dude. Two different
Yeah.
people. And it was a shock. It was a shock to me. I'm usually not surprised by people's
Mhm.
behavior, but bro, I was blown, mind blown
Yeah,
by
man.
what occurred. So it's so important to find real people. It's hard to find real people.
Yeah.
I remember one thing that my grandfather used to tell me. I know you talk about your grandfather all the time.
Yeah, man.
So like, old people wisdom. I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa used to tell me like, if you have one friend in your life, right, one friend, you found
Mhm.
gold, you found treasure. And I was like, I was so baffled by that. I was like, what are you talking about? I
It's
was like,
true, man.
I've got tons of friends. I was on baseball teams. I was with this, that. I was like, dude, I
Yeah,
hang out
man.
with so many people. What are you talking about? One person? I was like, I can count more than 10 people off the top of my head right now.
Mhm.
And as I got older, I was like, bro, that's so true, bro. That's so true. Like, there's literally a handful of people at all in my personal life that I'm
Mhm.
willing to even talk to about anything like real, like real, real.
Real, real.
And when I
Yeah,
say
man.
handful, it's probably like less than three, right? It's probably
Yep.
less than three. And then in crypto, same thing, right? Very, very small circle. I don't like running in big circles. But
No.
when there's somebody that has this overlapping net that just knows everybody and is friends with everybody, warning signs, warning
Run.
signs. Yeah, because that saying of a friend to all is a friend to none, dude.
Mhm.
I
That's
honestly believe that's very true. I
yeah.
honestly believe that's very true. So I am very careful on who I hang out with. So like hanging out with you, hanging out with a few other people in this space, dude, very, very important that I find the real people. And when I do, bro, it's like finding gold, bro. It's like finding gold.
Absolutely, man. You're gold with that. That's the facts because it's like, yeah, it's totally that. Like I have my one friend, and it's like I could talk to him about anything, but also a couple others. But like you said, you're a direct reflection of the company you keep, and I know
Yeah.
that to be true because before crypto, I hung out with a whole bunch of construction workers and partied on the weekends. I know what it's all about, right? Until I started, I changed my life, found a woman, settled down, traveled the world, focused on my life, and where are they now, right?
Mhm.
And
Same
it's like,
place, right?
and
I'm sure they're in the
nothing
same
wrong
place
with
doing the
them,
same thing.
good people, whatever. They're just on their path, right? So it's very important that I have those people who are ambitious but honest, right? And straight shooters, and that's it's so important, right? It keeps us grounded in reality. You can see a lot of bull in the industry where
Dude,
people are,
so much,
look at
right?
this, look at that, look at my
Mhm.
watch, blah blah blah, and they're like in debt and
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like
and
that's
and
just
it and it's all transactional, right? It's all like, "Hey, I'm talking to you because I want something from you, or I need something
mm,
from you, or,
yes,
I'm putting in a favor right now because I'm gonna cash in on it later
yeah.
with you,
You better
because
be
you."
on my live stream next week, Crusader. No.
Dude, I'm more than happy to show up on your show anytime, bro, anytime. So,
Same,
like,
man.
it's
Same.
one of those things, man. It's very hard to find real people in this world, and especially in an industry where it's about money, right? An industry
Yeah.
about money, people get sweaty when it talks about dollars and this and that. And it's like
Mm,
people are quickly just sometimes willing to throw away their morals over money very, very quickly.
yeah, sell their
Uh,
soul, man. It's not worth it.
it's a difficult space to exist on. It's one of the reasons why I took such a long break from
You
streaming. It's
need
just
it,
like,
man.
man, it's such a the burnout is real, dude, and it's just like constant grind of the
Yep.
same thing and the same toxic people either hitting up on your lives, or you just like sometimes just get tired of watching like on TikTok some of these other content creators. I'm just like, dude, like we're really doing this, like this is what we're doing, like
Yeah, right.
So it's so crazy that the things that are happening in this space and the things that people are willing to do for money, and just like the nonsense of things, man. I'm just like, damn, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad
Yeah.
sometimes, that I'm just like, let me just go back and continue
Well,
dollar cost averaging my little portfolio and just not pay attention to content for a while and what other people are doing.
you
I honestly can't
you
watch
gotta
other.
take a screen break, man. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
did it about a month ago. Went out with to the mountains and took that break that I needed to, right?
so
Like I think it's so important.
oh
Um
yeah. I'm going on vacation here. We're not in July, but in August I'm gonna be going on vacation, taking another break for a shorter break, but a break
that's
nonetheless.
it.
Somebody's asking about Donald, and I forgot to ask you about that when you were mentioning meme coins. Are there any political meme coins that you're into? No.
Justin F. Trudeau. I don't know. Do they have anything
Is
for
there
that in
one?
Canada?
Is there
I don't
one?
know. There should be,
There
man.
should be if there isn't.
This guy's the king of fugazi, bro. If there's one, you want to talk about ruin a country, bro. Oh man, I leave for 3 years, and you should see it, man. It's a
Dude,
disgrace, but whatever. We come back. We're here to fix it, and that's the thing too. I feel not an obligation, but a responsibility to the industry to try to be one of the goods, right? To
yeah.
try to be one of those people like, this is what I'm doing. If you want to come to, let's go, right? And that's the thing. Right?
Hot
Hawk
Trudeau.
True though. Yeah, Hawk. There you go. See, the gang knows, man. Hawk Trudeau.
We'll see that. We'll watch in a couple of minutes. I'll be a meme coin out there spinning out up 10,000% in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
it.
I appreciate you coming on, man. If you got anything else you want to tell the people, anything, more than the mic's all yours. Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's
well, yeah, you can find me Alex O Crypto, but guys, thank you for supporting blockchain and myself. It's a privilege to be able to serve the masses at a scale that we never even dreamed of. We see a little number on the screen that you get like 400. I always imagine the amount of views of me standing in a room and that many people sitting there being hitting the
yes.
like button. Imagine like 400 people just being like, "Yeah, man, that was sweet." Right?
Dude, you know
It's
this to
pretty
talk in
cool,
front of 400 people in an audience? That is a large amount of
right?
people. A
Right?
large amount of people.
So it's always an honor and a privilege. And man, I'm here whenever you want to chat, talk crypto, talk charts. Hit me up anytime, brother.
Let's get
Thank
it,
you for
man.
having me on, bro.
Dude, I appreciate you always coming on the show. Like I said, I'm more than happy to go on your show any time of the day. Just shoot me a message, and I'm more than happy to be there. Man, like I said, we definitely want to see more collaborations. Definitely want to hang out with more real people. I'm thinking about potentially maybe creating a little bit of a TA Thursday kind of scenario again, where we just get a bunch of people to do TA, 2 or 3
Hmm.
people, and we do some TA stuff. Just want to do some more like larger collaborations with people that are real in the space and just have some good conversations. Have some really good conversations on what's
Yeah.
happening out there. What are some potential gems here and there, and just talk crypto, man. Like just have a good time. It gets lonely sometimes just being live all the time, like the burnout sometimes from being alone live all
Mhm.
the time, just talking to yourself
Yeah,
constantly
man.
is real, bro. It's like you imagine somebody locked up in a asylum, and just like talking to themselves for
Talking to a
hours every
box on
day,
a
bro.
screen on another screen on another screen, and right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. It's like sometimes you need that human interaction. Are you
Yeah.
going to Bitcoin? Are you going to the
I
Bitcoin
I
conference?
can't. No, I was going to, but I can't because of babies due, right?
Oh,
So
that's right.
baby wedding. It's crazy right now. So
Don't,
yeah,
don't worry,
I'll
no worries.
make
I was
one
just wondering.
eventually though.
I was, yeah. Let me know, bro. Let me know if you're
Some
ever going to one.
IRL Alex O Crypto.
That's right, bro. Let me know if you ever come into one of these conventions. I don't go to a lot of them.
Hmm.
I haven't gone to any in the longest since probably last Bitcoin conference last year. I haven't gone to any.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about going to Nashville for this one.
Get it,
I
man.
have
Wear a
I haven't
cowboy
fully
hat and
decided.
everything. If you don't have one, I'll send you one.
I already got my boots, bro. I already got my boots. I just need the hat. But yeah, man. If you're ever down to look at that, look at that. Let's go.
We in Canada, bud. Let's go. Oh, too fun, man.
Dude, 100%, bro. appreciate you coming on here. Thank you so much for the Otter Gang for showing up. Until next time, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains. See ya.